Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. Happy Friday, wherever you're located. Sure thankful that everyone was able to join us today as we go through a few cool little items that we have discovered in the new Act Companion application for mobile users. And there's quite a few different mobile apps that you can use. In this particular situation, we're gonna kind of dive into Act Companion. It's a free app, and basically this free app comes with your Act subscription, and you need the Act subscription. So if you got an older version of Act, which is with a perpetual license, it's not going to work with that. You need a subscription, and comes free. And there are some paid versions of mobile applications that you can use with Act. However, this one is pretty powerful. When it first came out, it was a little too light. It didn't have enough stuff, at least for me personally, that I would want to use it. Over the last little over a year now, they have got a really good team in place at Act that have been developing this, and it's gotten better and better. And it's one that I use now. I do use the paid version as well, the handheld contact, just because I need to know all of the different changes that go along with all of the apps. But this particular one, it's a bit of a star, I think, and people should be looking at it. So if you're not using a mobile device connected to your Act database, and again, this is for Act users. I know we have some people here that are watching this that maybe use a different CRM. This particular little application works with the Act CRM, and it's one of those ones that if you're not using a mobile app, try it. It's free. And I'll put down in the description, it's not in there right now, but I'll put down in the description where you can get a link to watch the setup, because there's a setup you need to do on your wherever your master database is located, and then you can use this app. It's free. Try it out. So let's dive in and have a look at this. All right, I'm going to have to put my cheaters on here because I got to put the phone in front of me. All right, so let me grab my arrow here. So I've got a couple up here. There's the Act Companion there. We've got Handheld Contact Classic and Handheld Contact Lite. Now these ones here, and there's also a Handheld Contact API. So these ones are paid. The Handheld Contact ones are the paid ones, and there's actually three of them. There's the Classic, the Lite, and then I'm not sure where I stuck the other one, but it's around there someplace. But we're going to be focusing on here. There's one other app that you can use, and that is using Outlook on your phone. You have to synchronize your Act contacts and calendar back and forth. You can run into some glitches doing that, and so I recommend that since the Act Companion is free, use that. It's a direct connection to your database, and so whatever you do is live, which is great. All right, so we're gonna launch this up, and it's a pretty clean screen. I like the layout. Let me just kind of go through a few things here. So up at the top left-hand corner, you got this little hamburger. That's where all your settings are. And so when you click on the hamburger, we'll go through that in a second. You've got the ability to pull up and change a bunch of settings. You got a search feature here. By default, it's going to come onto the contacts, which is down here. We have tasks, and we have opportunities, and then we have this big plus button that allows us to add a new contact in the field. So they've really done a marvelous job, I have to say, in setting things up. So let's just deal with this first screen here. We're going to enter in a new contact. So I'm going to press the plus button, and it comes up with a new screen. Now, this is something they've just come out with, which is a scan your business card. I tried it, didn't work for me. You may try it and it may work for you. I don't know if they're still working on that, but I'm actually linking my phone to this database that's on this virtual machine here. So I don't know if maybe it's my setup, but I tried doing the scan card. yeah, it didn't work for me. And so, like, I'll quickly show you here, just so you know what it looks like. I'll put in a card here, and we're gonna go scan. Whoops, scan, and we're gonna take a photo, and we'll use this one here. And then we're gonna go use photo. And I get this connect autofill retry. So it for me it doesn't work. And that was a pretty clean um, so it's actually going to create a blank contact for me. Let's just go back. So you know, it's one that I don't recommend. I'm just going to delete this one here. And you know, and we'll trash that. But you can key in, and let's just go back to here. So you got first name, last name, company, and it captures, like I'm using the advisor database, which you've seen me use plenty of times before, which has a ton of fields in it. So let's just scroll down just so you can see what you're able to capture in the field. So there's your contact information, phone number, business address, and you've got required fields. Now, these are not required in the sense that you have to fill them in, but look at all the check boxes here that come from that, you know, newsletter, RSP, and then we have optional ones, and then you've got goals, you got how old this person is, alternate address. Like, look at all of the information you can capture, because this database that I'm linked to, the demo database, has got a ton of fields in there. And look at all of the stuff that I can enter in. Like I got a lot of stuff. Like, I think it's brilliant. So it pulls in everything that you would fill in on your regular database. All those fields are available for you to key that in. So I think they've done a marvelous job on allowing you to capture the information that you want to capture by entering in a brand new contact in the field. I hope they get that scanning thing worked out a little bit better, because that would be nice. It's just, it seems to be a little off, and I'll have to do a little more investigating on that. All right, so let's move around here. So let's click over here on the left-hand side. That is your tasks. So it's going to load the tasks, and you have two different views that you can look at here. You've got the activities at the top left, and then you've got calendar on the right. And you can scroll up here with just the tasks. You can just scroll up and see what kind of stuff is going on. It shows you, for an example, this one is with Tom Rundle. You can actually click on there to go to the contact, and then if you tap on it, it will actually pull up that activity. Hang on here. Oh, and there's the details. You see the details right there. And then you tap on the details, and it will load that activity up. And then you need to go back. You have a little back button right there. And then you're back there. So I'm going to click on the calendar up here on the right. And then you can actually see, and I'm just going to go back a day. And you just have to swipe forward or back to be able to go to the next day. So here was yesterday, kind of thing. And then you swipe again, and there's Friday. Not a lot of stuff on Friday. And then you've got some filters here. You've got a little drop down here, and you can add, you always have this plus down here, so you can actually add a calendar item from here. I don't really recommend doing it from here, because then I mean, this is great, but then you have to go find the contact. I mean, you can do it, but then you'd have to go and search for the contact. You'd have to go in here and put, let's say, Miller, and then search, and then, okay, there's Todd. So a few more steps where you could just look up Todd Miller and then enter it in on Todd Miller's contact record. So you've got either way. But it gives you the ability to type in the subject. This is just a test. Oops. This is just a test. There's no way I'm going to type. And then, so you can go all the way through here. we'll be reassessing our working arrangement. And then we'll just say that this is going to be, okay, it's typing everything I'm saying. Let's just say that that's going to be date. It's going to be for an hour. And I think we've got everything in there, and we'll press save. So that's actually going to put it in the calendar. And that will put it directly live into the Act database, like right away. So it's not going to be, there's no syncing involved, none of that sort of stuff. It's just updating that right directly to the database. So any of your staff, as you're doing stuff and they're looking at your calendar, they get access to that information instantly once you've uploaded that information. So that's how easy it is to go and enter in an activity. So there it is right there at 2 p.m. And you can just see how easy that is to put in there. You also have, like when you're in an activity, you have the ability to do attachments. I've not tried that out, but I think with these attachments, it's only going to take, like, because it's on your phone, it's only going to take from your, photos or stuff, pictures that you take. It's actually not actually like Word documents, that sort of stuff, because I've tried that in another different area. So if I click on attachments, it's like take a photo or choose from your existing library, which means your photo library. So that one really doesn't give you as much information. But there's your calendar. It's nice. You're out in the field. You have access to it. You can clear your calendar once you've had an activity. So if I go back to yesterday, and let's just say this annual review with Todd Rundle, I can go in here and right down here, I can clear the activity just by tapping on that button. And I can type in some details. This is just a test. Just a test. I love the dictation part. If I could just use it properly. There we go. All right, and then just press confirm. Okay. And that updates it, and Bob's your uncle. That's how easy it is to be able to clear activities, add activities, just really simple stuff. And you have a little, you see this little these three ellipses up here. You tap on that, and that's just basically a filter. So you can filter your based on priority or activity type or users. So you can, in the list view, you can actually filter that. I'll just turn that off. But that's how easy that is to use. So I'm going to go back to the contacts. So let's just go into a contact now, and then we're going to go into the settings, and we're also going to go into opportunities down on the bottom right here in a sec. So on the contacts, when you tap on a contact, let's go to Todd Miller. We'll just type in Todd, press the return key, and it brings up three of them here. I'm going to tap on Todd Miller. And when I tap on it, it's going to give me four little things. I don't know why they have this favorite thing. They've got it all through the system. I guess you may have favorites. But then you've got call, email, and then details. I typically go to the details tab, and in there you can do all of that stuff. So up here you can make a call just by tapping on it. You can send a text. You can send an email. You can hit the address by clicking on the pin. So for an example, I'll click on the pin, and then you can just zoom in to where that location is. There we are, and zoom in, and it shows you where it is with a little smiley face. So that's the, and then if I click on the, I'm not going to click on the call because it's going to want to dial out. Same with the text, it's going to pull up a text, but I can do the email. And then so it says you're going to email to this one here. Then it goes into your email system. And then I can actually type that in, and it will record that back in Act. So I'm going to delete the draft. And let's go back in here. And so as you're going along, I'm going to just scroll up. You have access to, and with the map, you can navigate in apps. So as you scroll down, it will actually allow you to click on here and actually get directions. So you can use this with your phone to pull up the person. I don't know, I've never been there before. Click on the address, then click on the Navigate in Maps app, and it'll pull up the native Maps app in your phone and then direct you to that. It shows the opportunities in here. If I scroll up here, you can see the activities. Now, this is where in your activities, you'll see up here, if I wanted to create an activity, I've got a little plus and I've got a little ellipse. The ellipse is again the filter, and then the plus allows me to create an activity, and you'll see down here, it actually automatically links to Todd Miller because I'm on Todd Miller's record. And so that's why, I mean, it might be nice to put that in. I don't have to have it linked to me, so I can always take that off. But let's just go back. So you can create an activity just by clicking, and this is with all of these. With the opportunity, you'll see the plus right here. With the activity, there's a plus. And then we scroll down. If you want to jump to the company, you can just jump to the company record. And then we have history. You can create a history on the fly. So you say you just came out of a meeting, or you maybe you didn't have an activity, but it was just an ad hoc meeting or call or what have you. Then you can just create a history, and let's retry back. I'm not sure. Yeah, sometimes you get little glitches. And this is one thing I did find. Sometimes you'll get a little glitch, and you kind of got to go back in there and do it again. Not sure if that is my setup because I'm working with a beta demo database here, so which you'll see in a second, that allows me to, let's see if it'll work now. There we go. And then I can type in my regarding test. How about we type that properly? This is why I dictate. This is why I dictate. I don't know how those younger people are able to type so dang fast. And then I can just go down here to, where's my details? There we are. I don't know why they put such a small box for the details. I would like to have a little bit bigger box, but whatever. This is just a test to see how things are working with this history, period. And then once I do that, I press save. And then it's going to upload that and automatically put that history in there. Contacts, opportunities. Yeah, there we are. And we'll go back. And so then we go over here to your histories. And there's the test right at the top there. And I didn't change the activity type or the history type. It was a call attempted. But again, the idea is you're out in the field, and what do people typically do when they're out in the field? I want to pull up a contact's name because I want to find their address. I maybe want to email them or call them or text them. I want to look at my calendar, and then maybe I want to look at my opportunities down at the bottom right-hand corner. With opportunities, you can add opportunities in too. So if you just come out of a prospect meeting or a meeting with a prospect and you want to capture that information, you can actually go in there and actually create the opportunity. You come out of the meeting, you're sitting in your vehicle, and you can create an opportunity, and that will go live right to your Act database. So you can see, here's a bunch of opportunities in here, and I can press the plus button right there, and then I can go in and create an opportunity. So I can name the opportunity. We'll just do test because I'll go delete those later. And it's open. You got status, open, close, lost, won. And you can do that in the field with an existing one, which I'll show you in a second. But what is this? It's an opportunity, and we'll just say qualified because I just met with the person, and then I can go in here and say, okay, this is with, we'll do Todd, but we'll do a different Todd. Oh, it's not doing the search. There we are. There we are. Todd Hornsby. and then you can fill in more information. You can add products and that sort of stuff. But we're just going to stop with there, go save, and that will add that opportunity to Todd right away. And then we can go back. And then so if I wanted to see one of these other ones here, I can look, tap on that. And you can see one loss close. I can go into details and say, okay, we just got this deal and we're going to edit it. And we're going to say it's back open again and then save. So few steps, but it's amazing that you can capture all of this stuff out in the field and be able to update information in the field. So it gives you that ability to be mobile without flipping your laptop open and pulling up Act, and you have to launch it and all that sort of stuff. It's instant. You pull it up, you have access to it, and away you go. All right, so let's pop back. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to pop up to the top left-hand corner here, and we're going to click on that little hamburger, and we're going to show you a few things in here. So just going down the list, we have this hot leads. Now the hot leads works with Act Marketing Automation. I haven't used this new database that I'm working in here. I haven't sent out any campaigns, so it's not tracking anything in there. But if I was, and I was sending out stuff, it'll actually pull up the way people responded to any of my email campaigns. It's actually going to list them in here, and it will actually show the leads. Then we have the search function, which is basically the same as searching for the contact, but you can search other things. Then you have the contacts, activities, which we were already in, histories. Histories are a little bit different. We didn't see that, so we can see all the stuff that was done, let's say last Tuesday. And it will say, and it has everything. It'll have even field change stuff, and then you can go in here and set your filters up and say, I just want to see certain things. But that's how that works. And then you've got, now this is a good one, and I've set this up with a financial advisor one, which is this one here. I'm going to go into Insights, tap on Insights, and it's loading. There we are. So I set this up yesterday, just messing around with Insights. So it's pulling up insurance policy types because it's working with this specific database. So it's listing all the different types of where they're identified as from a sales stages. Policy type, term, universal life, whole life, living benefits. So you've got down here at the bottom, whoops, let's make that bigger. You've got in here critical illness, long-term care, and disability insurance. Again, I'm using my advisor demo database, and that's why this information is coming through on there. And so let's scroll up. You've got carriers, you've got different activity types, calls, meetings to do. So it's got some pretty cool stuff in here. And this is, some of the stuff is fairly new, like the insights, and that sort of stuff. It's got companies in here now. So you have access to all the major tables. You've got access to the contacts, companies, opportunities, and groups, which is fantastic. So here's the companies. So if I tap on ABC Corporation and go to details, I can see here's all the contacts at ABC Corp. And I can see it's Fred Brown, Betty Guy, Ted James, and Tanya Lang. I wasn't able to get this sort of stuff before where I can get all four of those different areas. So there's your companies, and then proximity search. I'm just going to jump past that for a sec. I'm going to go down to groups. So now you can access your groups as well. So if I wanted to scroll down and I wanted to find, let's see, let's go down here. And you've probably seen me do demos on this where I'm using no critical illness over 55 years old, and I can go into details, and it's going to show a list of all the people that are in that fit into that particular group. So, it's got they've really done a good job of pulling in as much data directly from your Act database as you would normally have, which really enhances your ability to be out in the field and see what type of stuff is going on. Let me just pull this up. Okay, got a question here. Okay, question was asked. Actually, let me finish this off, and then we'll do questions at the end, and you can just ask whatever you want at the end. Hopefully, you're okay with that. But yeah, in the comments thing, just go and enter in. If you have any questions, just pop those in, and we can go through those. All right, so going back, so groups. So you have back to groups. You've got contacts. Let's just go through it here. You've got contacts. You've got opportunities, companies, and groups. So you've got the four major areas that we weren't able to access before. Now, this proximity search down here allows you to load up your database. Now, this is demo database, so it's not going to be super accurate because I don't know how many people are around me here. And I've actually not, I just finished setting my phone up so that you have to turn on your location. And I didn't have that on before, so I'm not, I haven't actually tried this live because I just turned on my location thing to this just before we went live. So let's just see if it loads up. Now, yeah. Let's go back. And let's try it one more time. It may do it this time. You'll have to try it on yours because this isn't configured for my phone, and so I don't think this is going to work. But the idea behind this with a proximity search, let's just say I live in Calgary. Now I'm up in Edmonton, or maybe I'm in Toronto, and I want to make some calls while I'm in Toronto. And so what I would do is I would click on this, and what it'll do is it'll say, okay, where are you at right now, Gary? Phone must access phone location for this feature to work. Yeah, okay. I didn't figure this was going to work for me. And what it will do is it'll say, okay, here's where you're located. You're on right downtown Toronto. And then you'll put in a proximity, so a radius of 20 miles or 50 miles. And then it will go and find all the contacts in that radius and allow you to go and click on them and say, okay, I'm going to go and visit these people and just drop in and say hi. And that's what the proximity search will do for you. It'll find out where you're located, and then you'll put in how many of a circle area you want to use to find who's ever in that area within that distance from where your pin is, and then it's going to go and reach out and find those people. So it's pretty cool. And then you've got notifications. There's that favorites again. I'm not going to dive into the settings, but you've got some settings there. And notifications, I don't have any notifications set up. So it is pretty darn powerful. And one of the things I just want to show you really quick. So we're gonna go back to let's go over here back to Todd Miller, and I'm going to go to details, and I'm just going to write in a quick note. Let's do a history and test 2, and this was a let's just say this was a to-do, and we'll leave it for here, and that's about it. Details test 2, and then we're going to save this, and you watch it save. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our Act database, and we're going to be in Todd Miller's, and I'm just going to do a refresh on the screen. Hang on here. View. Okay, I got to do it on the other screen. View, there we are. And we'll go down to the bottom here, and we'll do a refresh. And then if we go down to history, you'll see there test 2 and test 1 and test 2 right there in the history. So it's live. When you're working in this, whether you're creating a new contact, whether you're creating a new company, creating an opportunity, or creating a group, history, activity, any of that sort of stuff, it's going to go directly in as you're using this on the phone. And that's why for a free app, it's pretty darn powerful. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. And by the way, I just you can see here, you're getting a little sneak peek of the new advisor for those who are advisors on here. We're coming up with some new add-ons and new features. So that's just a little sneak peek. All right. So let's go and have some questions in here, and to see if there's really nothing else on here that I'd like to show you today. So in the it says, is the meeting thing fixed when it goes in on the wrong date? Well, no, you can change it. Everything is changeable. So I can go in let's go back. So let's go back, and I'm going to go into, let's go into Todd Miller, and I'm going to go into details, and let's just pick an activity. So we have a renew activity of, let's say it's on, I was just having a conversation with Todd, and we had a review meeting set up for, or this test one here for 5/5/2003. So that's in May. I'm going to just tap on it. Okay, you're going to mess with me, aren't you? This is why I say there's a few little, but again, it could be my system. Okay, you're going to be awfully hard on me, aren't you? Okay. Here, let me go out. Let's just back out of that. Let's go back in. And again, it could be because I'm going into a virtual system here that is a little goofy. I think for the most part, it works pretty smooth, and you can see you can jump around pretty darn quick, and it's very fast. Like I'm surprised how fast it is. All right, so let's just go down here. Here's an activity. We'll pick this first one for the July 19th. So there's July 19th. I'll click on the little pencil. So nothing is fixed. I can go in here and adjust it from here, or I can adjust it from my Act main computer. So there's July 19th. You'll see the little pencil beside it. Tap on that. And I'm going to change this. Let's see here. I'll just tap on the date. And you can see I've tapped on the date there. And I'm going to choose the 14th. And then go save. And now if you scroll, and then you've got there back. Did I click the wrong button? I clicked the wrong button. I apologize. I'm all thumbs. Let's try this test one. All right. We're going to edit this. Click on the date. Oops. I want to click on the pencil. There we are. March 10th. I'm going to tap on that. Okay, it's acting goofy on me here. I think it's my connection here, folks, that it's not allowing me to change that date. Oh, there we are. It's just slow. And we're going to choose March 15th. And we're going to, and it's a call, details. Oh, I see what the end time is. Okay, so the end time must be later then. Let's do... Oh, it's set for, let's just do all day. And then we've got it nailed down. Okay, I'm having a glitch here. So to answer your question though, yes, you can adjust it on your phone. I'm having some glitches. I don't know if it's if it's the app or whether it's my connection. I'm suspicious that it's my connection to here, because if you have this on your main server, it's going to work differently, and I'm having it routed through a bunch of different things just so I can use my demo database. I know when I'm working on this myself, with my direct database that I use, I get little glitches every once in a while, but nothing like this. So, anyways, hopefully this is the best thing you can do is try this out yourself and see how it works for you. I give it a 2 thumbs up myself personally. For something that's free, it has a lot of power. I'm totally impressed with what it can do, and you know the things you can do with this. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you. You can actually attach files as well. But when it attaches, again, it only takes photos, so it's not like attaching documents, and you can pull those up, and it will put it into the documents folder on your in your Act database as well. So you can do that. I'm not going to show you that because it's not something that I personally would use, and I don't think a lot of people would want to take a photograph of something and pop it up. There may be specialty people that do that. So hopefully that's answered your question. Any other questions for about the little app? Let me just turn on my controls here. All right. Well, hey, thanks for showing up today. Hopefully this has been beneficial to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And I will put in here, as soon as this live stream's over, I'll put into the comments area, or the description area, I will put in a link to the little video that will actually walk you through setting this up for yourself. There's a couple of little things you need to do, and you need to download the app. But it works really well, and it's like I said, it's free. Give it a try. See if you like it. And if you find this too light, you can try the paid version, like Handheld Contacts. I would test those out to see, but I think this one is pretty much a winner for being able to access your information, have it live. As you saw, I added in a note. It updated the Act database instantly. And I think that's what it's all about, right? Getting access to your information and being able to do that on the fly. So hopefully this has been helpful. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next live stream. All the best, everyone. Bye for now.